We've been having some really exciting experiments in using technology in teaching in new and really kind of cool ways by using immersive video where it's not just watching it on a flat computer screen or even on your phone, but you're actually wearing one of these headsets and it's as if you're sitting there. It started with conversations with folks in the School of Education and in social work and even in nursing, who were talking about the fact that when their students went on clinical rotation or they went on student teaching, and then they'd come back to kind of reflect on what they saw and what they did, a student would say, well, I saw a teacher do X, Y, and Z, or another student would say, well, I had my preceptor handled this situation, but no one else in the class experienced the same thing. So as a result, they have to explain, and you have to try and imagine what it is. So what a team did, was make these immersive videos where when you put the headset on, it's as if you're standing right there in the classroom, or right there at the client visit, or right there in the clinic. I mean, you're completely immersed. Like my mom used to say, the little deers don't get distracted by their phones or something else. They have to be there. And so we have a scene. Maybe it's a teacher trying to do class management. Maybe it's a social worker interviewing for a child custody case, or it's a nurse practitioner talking to a patient. Whatever the situation is, the class then, everybody wears headsets. Everybody gets to experience the exact same thing. And then they take their headsets off and they can talk about it. And they can understand and they know what it was like to be there. And that's just one example. The other thing that we're doing, we're finding that we can have really cool ways of teaching even harder concepts, like empathy. So one of the projects that we did, when you put the headset on, you're actually a patient. You look down, you see yourself in the bed, and you know the machines and the noise, and you're in the emergency room. And a nurse comes in, talks to you, checks the equipment. Another nurse comes in, they talk to each other. Doctor comes in, the three of them are talking to each other, and none of them speak English. You have no idea what's going on. And we've seen this in students that wear these headsets and go through this experience. They get so frustrated that, you know, maybe they can understand one word, or the doctor looks concerned, but I'm not sure why. And what this does is it really helps the students understand that just because they don't speak English, their patients aren't necessarily not suffering, they're not stupid, they're not any less worthy of care, but it does it in such a more visceral way than if they were to just read a case study or even watch a YouTube video. These are the types of projects that I get really excited about, because it's not just a professor standing in the front of the classroom lecturing at students. It's engaging them and allowing them to have experiences as learners that they will literally carry on with them for the rest of their life.